Blackrue, back with another video. Let's see here. Before we get started here, um, let's cue Indigo Saint. See how this goes. Let me mute myself, okay, so we don't have an echo. So now I got comments, and then let's cue Indigo Saint here. All right, let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Blackrue investing. Let's go.
Best believe it was Blackrue. Investing. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. This is what we manifested. So we binge on that Blackrue investing. Best believe it was Blackrue investing. Got course in its race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that Blackrue investing. Best believe it was Blackrue investing.
As well. So yeah, let's get into it here. Let's see who we got in the house. Make sure we share first. Let's see right here. All right, cool. We'll wait for people to come on in, but while we're waiting for them to come in, Binance buys Voyager. So for what's up, Nerd Up Inc. Marv, CZ with a kind of a flex over here. Okay, you claim that I'm insolvent. You're spreading all these bad rumors. Of course, you spread all these bad rumors while FTX is on trial, right? To make me look like the bad guy. Okay, of course I'm Canadian, but you know the U.S. problem with China. I'm of Chinese descent, so you're trying to make me look bad. Boom. Binance USA agrees to buy Voyager's assets for 1.02 billion. So if we look at it, it says their portfolio of crypto that they have is around 1.02 billion. So basically, seems like Voyager Digital will get like 20 million out of the deal possibly, or you know, they say there's an additional consideration of 20 million in incremental value. So they threw in an extra 20 million just in case price fluctuates, but also that might be a little kickback to Voyager too to just, to kind of grease the deal. So um, it looks like if this goes through, that people will be made whole by the deal. Um, but let's see. It says here, Binance CEO CZ or Chaoping CZ Zhao had said last month that the exchange U.S. wing would be making a fresh bid for Voyager Digital. Coinbase had earlier reported, or CoinDesk, excuse me, had earlier reported that Binance was preparing for a bid for the bankrupt crypto lender's assets. Binance will make a good faith deposit of 10 million and will reimburse Voyager for certain expenses up to 15 million. So they are going to grease them a little bit. Um, Voyager will also seek the approval of the bankruptcy court on a hearing on January 5th, 2023. Um, so that'll be pretty cool. VGX, the native crypto token of Voyager Digital, skyrocketed over 32 cents after Binance won the bid. VGX was trading at about 38 cents at the time of the writing. Binance token also rose over 1%, trading at 250 after the news. So pretty cool flex. Like, okay, you think I'm insolvent? I'm gonna actually go out and buy another exchange, and I'm gonna do it for real and not with customer funds like you do. He didn't say that, but I said it. So kind of a nice little flex by CZ. This is from a couple days ago, so I doubt that Voyager is seeing any uptick from it right now, but we can go check. So hopefully that does go through so that people can be made whole. I know some of my listeners have money on there. Different people have money on there. So I really hope people are able to be made whole here. Um, you can see, okay, it's at 31 cents now. Pretty low supply right here for Voyager token. But who knows if it continues to operate as a separate exchange. Certain things like that will need to be defined, or if it just, falls into Binance USA, who knows? Let's refresh this, and then while it's refreshing, we'll see who's out there. What's up? We see X or we see E. I hope we see E. What's good? I hope that Voyager move works. I have some stuff stuck on there. Yeah, so let's hope it works, man. Let's just really hope it works. Um, so yeah, I know. So a couple people have some stuff on there. So hopefully CZ is able to make these guys whole. That would be really cool news. Um, let's see if the Voyager token came up yet. Okay, there we go. So it did see that spike once the news was announced, but kind of leveled off at half of what it rose. So you can always tell, like it always goes back to half, almost half. So so here's like 29, rose up to 40, kind of went back down to almost 30 something, 31 cents. So actually, this one it lost it all basically. Um, Yeah, so let's see what happens there. Hopefully, people are made whole. And then one other thing I wanted to look at today were bargain sectors. We looked at one before, and we're going to move on to another one. Today's sector would be Web3. For whatever reason, whenever I talk Web3, people don't love it. I don't know why, because it's an important topic, but whatever. Filecoin, a great bargain at where it's sitting under $3. This had zoomed up to 180 at one point. So imagine it gets back to that. Let's see, $3 times 6 is 18. So that's a 60x if it gets back to 180 at these prices. A 60x. If you didn't catch my last episode, you can catch it on my channel. Here, we went over. It seemed like DSG was dumping tokens. I'm sorry, DCG was dumping tokens because this was just chilling for a while at 4, and many coins like this dropped. So you can see it went from $4 to under 3. That's like a good 25% drop. So a great bargain here. Who knows though if we get some more selling pressure? Like for instance, Voyager people get their coins back. Maybe the Voyager people go in there and just start selling all their stuff off. Um, that can be some selling pressure we get from the whole Voyager thing. So that's one thing to very much note. Like once these people get access to their funds, maybe they just go and just like F it. I'm getting all my stuff off of Voyager. I'm putting it in Coinbase, or I'm putting it in a cold storage wallet. I'm not going through this with Voyager anymore. I'm done with Voyager. So maybe we get some selling pressure there. Um, it's just something to look out for. Just something to look out for there. But still, we can always dollar cost average. Getting Filecoin here at $3 is a a great move considering that it was as high as 180. And let's even say that it gets back to like $60. That's still 20x, a very low supply here, sitting at a little bit over 350 million. And if you're not familiar with Filecoin, they do decentralized storage. It's basically like a decentralized cloud system. Um, I know some people don't necessarily believe certain things about space, but they call their thing the interplanetary file system, peer-to-peer storage network. So it could technically be used in space. Filecoin is an open protocol and backed by a blockchain that records commitments made by network participants with transactions made using Phil, the blockchain's native currency. The blockchain is based on proof of replication and proof of space-time. So, and as I can remember, if we go take a look at their Twitter, it looked like they were doing some things to try to get people to build on their chain. Filecoin. That doesn't look like what I want. Let me see. We can just go back here. Hopefully they just show us the Twitter. Perfect. Excuse me, guys. So let's go down here right quick. As soon as it loads. Oh, I thought I was following them. Okay, so here we go. I know I saw it a couple days ago. Okay, there we go. Are you building on Filecoin and ready to take your project to the next level? Then Accelerator may be the best next step. Tune in for tomorrow's fireside chat to learn all about upcoming Filecoin Basecamp Accelerator. So seems like they're trying to get people to build more on Filecoin and get some things going with their network. So that's cool. That's really nice to see. And then moving on from Filecoin, before we can move on from Filecoin, if you guys have any questions, get those ready. I'll be coming back through the check the chat, make sure and have questions. Yep, I'm done with Voyager. Just let me withdraw. I've learned my no keys, no cheese lesson. I won't mess around again. Good stuff, bro. I understand. Um, I got my Ledger Nano X, and I should get a affiliate link for you guys. But yeah, I'll have to get an affiliate link for you guys. But no, we're definitely a no keys, no cheese channel. Um, if you look, Mr. No Keys, No Cheese himself, Isaiah Jackson, No King and Zay, they're always preaching no keys, no cheese. I think that's still his name on here. Yeah, there we go. Bitcoin Zay, no keys, no cheese. Like literally. Okay, so next thing we're gonna look at is the graph. Now the graph, it started very strong. Come over here and look at all. Bust out to like $2 and almost 30 cents there. Only to go all the way down under 6 cents. And again, if we look last 7 days, we see kind of coincided with that whole drop. Everything kind of dropped in the last 2 days since the 16th, when it's rumored that DCG was dumping some tokens. Um, but if we go back here and we just look at this, let's just say it gets back to $2, sitting at 6 cents. What's that? 6 times 10 is 60. So times 3 is 180. So that gets us basically at a 36x, no, a 33x, pretty much where it's sitting at right now. Um, if you're not familiar with these guys, they do these things called subnodes and subgraphs. And basically, their whole technology makes it easier for you to sort the data that you're getting from a blockchain. Because remember, with Web3, it's like, okay, who owns the data? Who has control of the data? And just imagine they can use this type of data parsing, um, these data parsing APIs for things like Uniswap, things like Centraland. Um, there's a lot of different purposes. And you can see here, the graph is an indexing protocol for querying networks like Ethereum and IPVS, which we just went over, which is the interplanetary file system of Filecoin. So keep that in mind. Anyone can build and publish open APIs called subgraphs, like we said, right? Subgraphs, making them data easily accessible. So reason that's important is, okay, say I'm in Decentraland in a Westworld type of style, right? And I want to know, okay, what appeals to black men around the ages of 40 to 35 or whatever? What appeals to Latino males from 20 to 25 or whatever? And now I got that data and I can do with it whatever I want to influence said people or whatever. Same token, black women 20 to 30 or whatever, right? And I'm sure they can get it grainy down to the level of, in this location of the world, stuff like that, via IP addresses. So it's no different than what Twitter hits us with on the side of what's happening and what's trending, or what Google hits us with when they give us suggested pages, right? Um, Based off of our preferences, right? So it's kind of like that, but it's doing this within the blockchain, right? So so that's going to be cool, and it's going to be definitely needed, because it just always is. Data, once you have data on a people, like, you can really manipulate them and really market to them, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on how you want to slice that. So the graph will be highly needed as we move into things like the metaverse. And we got, of course, the World Economic Forum putting a premium on metaverse coming up here in a couple in the next amount of years. So of course they're going to need um, something like the graph or possibly Chainlink to go in and parse the data on who's going in there, what are they doing, how can we market to them, how can we influence them to say vote this way, do this thing. Um, so that's going to be very important. Like, okay, are the things that we're saying about um, climate change really getting to them? Like, you can garner so much information from the data, but just to show you here, feature topics, metaverse is very high on that list. Of course, it could probably help for artificial intelligence too, because it would feed in to the artificial intelligence the data that is important for that certain culture or for that certain set of people. So imagine if you were making something like a AI robot or whatever, or an AI like intelligence or person, You could feed in certain features that would make it more appealing to that person or this person. Kind of scary when you think about it, but whatever, right? Let's see here who we still got in here. It's we you see. Okay, thank you. I would not like to butcher names. What's up, Mike Main? What's going on? So we got the graph, and then we're gonna move into Arweave. Arweave is kind of like Filecoin, but unlike Filecoin, they say that they have perma storage. Okay, and you can see these different tags here. Coinbase Ventures portfolio. They're part of Coinbase Ventures distributed computing, file sharing, and storage. We can click on these and actually get other coins that we can look at, but let's actually do that after we're finished here. Sorry about that. Is it going to take me back to Arweave, or is it going to? Okay, it's not going to do that. Arweave is pretty cheap, sitting at what the price it's sitting at right now. As soon as I can bring that back, because generally we see it over 10, but with all the actions that have been happening in the last week, it is actually underneath 10. As soon as we can get this back here, there we go. And again, let's go to its website before we look at the price, because you'll see here that it offers perma storage. While that loads, let me go. Okay, yep, store permanently. There we go. It's right, right, literally right there. Arweave even enables you to store documents and applications forever. Now, I know they were supposed to store transaction history along with the graph. They were getting together to do that. I don't know how all of that's going to go now that the whole FTX thing has gone down, and like Solana just seems like, even though it's at $12, it might be quite dead. So we'll see how that ends up going. But I still believe in Arweave, the project. Just like I don't know if they're gonna get anything going with Solana now that this FTX thing has happened. So you can see here down to $8, but most of the month has been pretty close to like 10, right? So getting it here for 711 is quite the deal. Again, low supply, even lower than Filecoin. We're sitting up here at 66 million. I believe there's a way you can like stake and mine it. So that's pretty interesting. Um, let's see here. Its high was $80. So sitting here at 7, you got over a 10x, because 10 times 7 is 70. So we got like an 11x or more on our hands right here. If it gets back to its high, don't see any reason why it doesn't. We might see these whole like distributed computing, decentralized storage things take a boost with the whole metaverse trend, right? Because maybe a lot of these metaverses, they would want to take them off of a centralized place where someone could possibly shut them down by just like, destroying that facility or something like that. Better make it decentralized, so that way it can always kind of stay up. And there's no real thought, because of backups and kind of perma storage, that the network will ever die, um, which may be very, very important with metaverses as they move to like a transhumanist thing where people like they literally like the consciousness lives on the metaverse or whatever. So pretty interesting. Um, so before we get on a deeper dive on some more Web3 things, let me see again who we have over here. Oh, and by the way, guys, check out this video I did on Horizon Crypto. Um, pretty good video. If you're not familiar with Horizon, they do privacy. It's a privacy crypto, but it's not privacy in the traditional way that we think about it. It's privacy for the big enterprise businesses. So definitely check that out. You have to go under the videos tab because I didn't do this live. So definitely check that video out. Now let's see who we got in the house over here. Okay. All right, good. If you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them up, and we'll get to them towards the end of the show here. Now let's go back here. I wanted to see. Okay, we'll see AI big data tags, and then we'll go see. I want to see distributed computing or storage. Storage would be best. Let's do that. Storage. Some of these overlap. Storage, file sharing, distributed computing. Okay, BitTorrent, which is a huge supply. Justin Sun bought that, and it's on the Tron network. They converted it over to a crypto. Flux, a lot of people love that one. Ocean, a lot of people love that one. And as a matter of fact, I said I would do a review of Ocean. Let me write that down here. Ocean review. So Ocean's one where they have a marketplace of data, and you can buy that data if it's a data set that you like. That's a pretty interesting concept. Genico is doing that on the DAG platform. I don't know if you guys are familiar with DAG. If you're not, go ahead and check out DAG on any of my videos here. If we mosey on down here, I can show you. Okay, so DAG continues to rise. Will it keep rising? That's one. Um, Best LCX partner you ever heard of? That would probably be the best one to watch. Um, just tons of great relevant information there on DAG. But they have a company that they launched through their launchpad called Genico. Genico, they specialize in medical data records and selling those medical data records. So if you got onto Genico, they would get you whatever they need to get you so that you can sell your medical records and actually profit from those. That's a pretty cool concept, I think. Cache is also supposed to be distributed computing, but let's go check and take a look at AI and big data. Curious to which ones they have other than the graph. Okay, Numeraire, that should be one that we talk about here right quick. So Numeraire, they're doing something that's pretty ingenious. Um, these guys are using, I think the Filecoin CEO is like a part of the board. Numeraire, very low supply. Numeraire, 11 million, and they had a nice little day today. They went from $12 to 14. That was weird. Okay, let's see how they've been doing for the last 7 days. Interesting. For the last 3 months, this hasn't looked that bad in comparison to other cryptos. But um, basically, what they do is they have, it's kind of really interesting to explain. Or let's see if they do a better job here explaining it. Okay, this is good. It's an Ethereum-based platform allowing developers and data scientists to experiment and create machine learning models with improved reliability. So they create these machine learning models in order to tackle the stock market. So basically, it's like you're a stock market DAO almost. Um, Numerai claims to be the first hedge fund to launch a cryptocurrency on the market. Unlike traditional hedge funds, however, Numerai relies on the data and predictions produced by tournament participants to participate in the stock market. They claim to be the first hedge fund to use machine learning so heavily in its investment strategy. So it's basically machine learning, AI applied to the stock market. Very interesting type of project. The hardest data science tournament in the world. Predict the stock market. So they say that their returns are actually better than some hedge funds. Average 3-month return on stake, 15% if you choose to stake. And they had down here something where it was like they were doing better than a freaking hedge fund. But pretty interesting, pretty interesting stuff. How do you feel that that exchange delisted Ethereum? What's up, Nerd Up Inc. Tomorrow? So Zay got into it a little bit today. Um, it's like this, okay? The guy's a Muslim, and I don't know if you guys know about Muslims, but for the Muslim religion, it is illegal to have like to deal with interest. Um, and basically, when you look at the whole proof of stake thing, um, you could say in a Muslim religious sense that it's haram or sinful, um, because in the way that it deals with interest, um, one could say that it's sinful. Um, and before I get more into this, check me out on Rockfin because this is kind of getting into a Rockfin like topic that I feel like edgy about mentioning on this platform, but I think it's cool. But basically, how do banks make money? The way that banks actually make money is they issue debt. So they print the money and they basically charge a debt on it. That's why certain presidents of ours, like John F. Kennedy, certain ones that have actually like died, have tried to get us on a gold standard or a silver standard for our money because the moment that we print money from the central bank, the Federal Reserve, which actually isn't federal at all, it's a private bank. The moment they print it, it's they charge the U.S. government uh, interest on it the moment it's printed. So the way that banks make money is by issuing debt. Um, so the people who run Ethereum, as much as JP Morgan likes to talk a lot of crap about crypto. It seems like they're the guys who are behind Ethereum because they fund Consensus, and Consensus is the one who does the coding for Ethereum. So at the end of the day, if you're Muslim and you're investing in Ethereum, now that it's proof of stake, you're investing in almost a debt vehicle, so to speak, a usury vehicle. So I can see like for a person like that that really may really truly like his religious beliefs and believes strongly in his religious beliefs, that he would not want to list Ethereum because of that reason. Let's see, and here we go for the fin. Let me put the link in the chat. So if you guys want to follow me over here, you can. Let's see if we can just on air kind of track down some proof that JP Morgan and Consensus run Ethereum. So JP Morgan, Consensus, Ethereum, or ETH. How about that? And I'm using the pre-search plugin. So with my pre-search plugin, I'm going to get some things that Google actually filters out. JP Morgan is using Ethereum to launch a digital dollar. Now, understand, uh, JP Morgan, they say, they say, if you look at their CEO, I think his name is Jamie Dimon. Jamie Dimon. Um, JP Morgan. No, so Jamie Dimon, crypto pet rock. So Jamie Dimon said that crypto is just a pet rock. That's what he said. So he's kind of speaking out of both sides of his mouth a little bit here. Um, Longtime cryptocurrency skeptic Jamie Dimon, CEO of banking giant J.P. Morgan, says crypto investing is like buying a pet rock. But wait a minute, JP Morgan is using Ethereum to launch a digital dollar. Sounds a little conflicting to me now, doesn't it? Um, but that's that's kind of what we're dealing with here, right? Um, how can Ethereum's consensus could have secretly sold off, blah blah blah? But you can see here, uh, consensus is they're the ones who work on Ethereum. They're a JP Morgan group. So it's like seems a little bit like JP Morgan speaking out of the side of his butt, but or Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan, speaking out of the side of his butt. But this is what we're dealing with. And unless you're like a crypto hardcore person, you wouldn't know this. Um, so just a little information to arm you guys with in case you're like someone of your friends is like, "Well, Jamie Dimon says crypto investing is like buying a pet rock." You just go ahead, you just bam, you just pull this out for them. You say, "Oh, J.P. Morgan is using Ethereum to launch digital dollar. Seems like crypto is something they like, even though they make press releases like they don't." So that's kind of where we're at with that. So just to continue building on that, um, if banks and the people that issue the debt are so close to Ethereum like this, it would make sense that someone who's a Muslim and really believes that interest is just haram and sinful, and haram is the word for like like a sin. Um, well, there are two words for sin, but we'll use haram because that's just the most direct translation. Um, there's something called makruh where it's like it's not a sin, but like don't really do it. But um, haram is the word we'll stick to because it's the one that's just like okay, straight up, this is sin. Um, so straight up, interest is a sin, and if you know that all of this background from Ethereum, you would delist it because you can see okay that it's the bankers. It's really the bankers' coin because J.P. Morgan's using it to launch a digital dollar, which will eventually something again that they print. They could print those digital dollars and issue debt on those digital dollars, which is usury, which is now a sin. So that's a cool little thing. I'm glad you asked that question because we could track that down, and that sounds like something that I need to do a Rockfin episode on, just to really point out all the contradictions. But yeah, so we'll save like a deeper dive for that for Rockfin. Any other questions there, guys? Oh, did I tell you guys about this one here? So Core, and I think King touched upon this a little bit. Publicly traded crypto miner Core Scientific files for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So supposedly they had the most Bitcoin miners out there, um, and they were earning pretty good money from Bitcoin. But something happened that I think is kind of shady. Like, so they're the people who own the most loans for them, B. Riley, right? They said like a couple days ago, so things seem to be turning around last week with B. Riley offering the miners $72 million and finance package and argue find a 72 million financing package and arguing that bankruptcy was not the answer to Core's problem. It's unclear where that offer stands now. So it's really weird that that company, who's like their leading debt holder, is like, look, we'll give you $72 million and that'll be fine. You'll be out of it. So prices of core scientific rose all the way to 50 cents. And then like a couple days later, they just say they're going to declare bankruptcy. That seems awfully fishy to me. And I don't know what the legal ramifications of that are, but they kind of put it out there like they were saved. The price jumped, and now they just decided to do the bankruptcy, which that just seems really just it seems really shady to me the way that that occurred. If we can go on FinViz right quick, so I think it'll take a while to bring up Benzinga Pro. Instead, I'll just do this because it will be quicker. Benzinga Pro is definitely the better platform, but this is just will be a real quick thing. So you can see here, well, you can't really see it as well here. Let me see if I can go. You can't really see it that well, but you can see here the price rose from like 13 cents all the way up to like 50 cents because everyone thought, okay, they're going to accept the 74 million, only to go down to like 5 now. So it almost makes me feel like they might have dumped on investors because they knew what was going to happen, that they weren't going to take that money. It really feels real shady. I'm just saying. Can't prove it, so allegedly, but people like to talk about the crypto market and stock market people do stuff like this all the time, but yet crypto's the villain, right? You can see here, right after that announcement, a straight downturn, like straight downturn. almost seems to me like it was like a purposeful act. I don't know. Okay, guys, so I don't think we have any questions. So I guess I'll just catch you guys on Saturday. Saturday, what day is Saturday? So the 24th, we'll be rocking this on Xmas Eve. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Definitely smash up the likes, and share with everyone. Thank you guys so much for coming out. Have a good one, guys. Peace.